enables the FTP file transfer protocol's data connection for sending file data? Well, FTP really takes up two main ports. So FTP is, well, oh, I was just about to tell you, but okay, let's not tell you the answer, but just know that for FTP, there's a data connection and then there's a control connection. There's two different things and you gotta memorize them. Let's get rid of the two incorrect answers. So that's going to be UDP, port 20 and port 21. When we talk about UDP, UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. And I like to remember this with the user part. So UDP is kind of in the TCP/IP suite, but it's totally different from how TCP works. Think of UDP, the User Datagram Protocol, as faster. I think of it as, okay, it's dedicated for users, so it's faster. However, with the speed, it's less reliable. So it's usually used to transfer small bits of data. It's very lightweight. So we're talking like little connections here and there, not for a file. A file, if you're transferring a file, just remember that like some video files, for example, are pretty big in the gigabytes. So just remember UDP, User Datagram Protocol. It's fast, it's lightweight, but it's not reliable. So we want our file sending to be reliable. So that's not going to be either of our answers. UDP port 20 and 21, out of here. Now, what about TCP port 20 and TCP port 21? Well, if you don't remember, we've talked about this a little bit in the previous videos, but TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and it really governs how data is sent over the internet. So we have port 20 and we have port 21. Remember, FTP file transfer protocol has a data connection and a control connection. A control connection is for sending, you can think of commands. It's what really controls the responses between FTP, the file transfer protocol, and the server that you're sending it to, through, all that stuff, okay? So that's the connection protocol. And then we have our data connection. And that is when you click send file, the file is going to send through this port. So you have that communication layer, and then you have the data layer. They're totally separate. So you just got to remember which is which, okay? So I like to think of it as, it's backwards, okay? Port 20 is the data connection. Port 21 is the control connection. Now, C comes before D, but it's backwards. So data comes before control. 20 comes before 21. So 20 is data, and then 21 is control. 0, I kind of associate with the 0 with the D for the data connection. And then the 21, I just say, okay, if 20 is data connection, I know FTP also has a control connection. So control connection with that. That's just how I like to remember it. And that's how I remember it. So when it says which port enables FTP's data connection for sending file data, it's going to be TCP port 20 for this question.